What a year it's been, driving out of school and thinking to myself, man, I cannot believe that we actually got to the point where the pupils wrote exams here at these schools. And hopefully I do also hope the ZIMSIC exams are going to run as well as they can. But I can't believe we got there, and it's huge thanks to the schools for doing that, for the teachers, and the Makomborero staff, for keeping the house running. My banga and Mrs. Chikore, I just want to say thank you to them and to Mercy and to Mike and to all the other staff that work at the boarding house. They are the backbone of Makomborero, but I think we've had a pretty good year despite all of that.
We welcomed 9 wonderful students into the house at the beginning of the year into Lower 6, and for the first time ever, the girls outnumbered the boys. It's also been an interesting year because the dynamics of the house are completely different, and a further 16 externals onto our external A-level scholarship program. It has been a delight to get to know them over this time and begin to discover who they are, though COVID has restricted our access to our external students to a large extent. The internal students bravely faced their new schools and cultures, and before they had found their feet, they found themselves out of school for months. So in effect, still not fully settled into their schools.
I'm in a good habit of giving birth to not less than 8 children each year. By God's grace, I give birth to teenagers whom I expect to grow. And for sure, I saw them grow in stature and maturity.
I want to speak specifically to the students and say this, that education is great. Education, this academic education that you have received is great. And I loved hearing that you guys also understand that education from above is even better. That if you have a firm rooting in God and have values and a moral compass that can direct you in life, is an even better education, and then obviously having both is best. There is no more dangerous person on our planet than a highly educated person who does not have values, who does not have direction, and who does not understand the reason why they are an achiever. Because if without the understanding that you achieve so that you enhance, you become a consumptive person, and you will burn out, and you will lose focus, and much of what is happening here will be a terrible waste. The world is looking for answers, and what is expected of us is not that just we become bright sparks, but that we actually solve problems. And I can guarantee you that as long as you set your mind to relieving the plight of others, and you set your mind to solving an issue that someone else is having, you will yourself always be well taken care of. That you will go to bed every night with a great sense of satisfaction and a great sense of self-worth.
Our internal students were privileged to continue with their education via the wonderful online platforms that their schools provided for them. They have embraced this opportunity with enthusiasm. We saw great cross-pollination in our boarding house amongst the schools, sharing resources in the house across Hellenic, St. George's and Gateway, and that was wonderful to see. Winnie, there is a great woman in your little frame, one I believe you are beginning to see. I see you on this incredible journey of seeing your worth and value, and that you have so much to offer the world. Keep bravely stepping out and fighting for connection. You are loved. Yokai, you have faced hard things these 2 years, your horrific burns last year, and how this has affected your mobility, though you still can dance. And this year facing illness in the family. Despite these very hard things, you have bloomed into a beautiful young lady who is confident and sure of what she wants. I'm so incredibly proud of you. You have bravely opened your heart. Tadiwa, wow, girl. Your gifting has shone through this year, and you are breaking away from the perception of what you thought you should pursue in life. I can't wait to see what lies before you. Keep choosing to follow your heart and not social expectations. You are valued, significant, and hugely loved for who you are. Shalom. I have watched you physically grow taller, but with that, you have let who you are begin to shine out. You have an incredible, gentle heart, and your ability to be vulnerable is beautiful to watch. Even though you go into this year with so many unknowns, he continues to walk with you. You are not alone. Milton. You have an incredible analytical brain, and when Milton speaks, you know you have to stop and listen. There are good words that come out of that mouth. You are wise and know yourself very well. I wish I had the self-awareness that you have at your age. Your desire to serve, to change the world, and to build something big and grand is there, but it's with such a humble spirit. You are easy to follow. Keep being brave and stepping out. Bradley. You have bravely walked through hard things these past 2 years. You have tackled them head on and not run away, though at times you felt that would have been easier. You now seek to serve others as they wrestle with similar issues, and you are a true big brother. You can be too hard on yourself and often just need to accept that your best is good enough. Shingi. Shingi here. Oh no, it's not here. You are a beacon of light that shines so bright, and people are drawn to you. You carry a lot in you that people don't see, and you have loved so well. I love the relationship you have formed with Mrs. Stangu, and how you value people's input in your life, wanting to better yourself and live better. You are going places, boy. Your heart for people is wonderful, and how you've served your community is inspiring. Simon, your transformation has been so profound these last 2 years. I love the confidence you have to challenge me when you think I've got it wrong, in such a gracious, productive way. You have found your true voice. I get tearful when I think of your journey. You also had to face the unimaginable loss of your sister this year, just before your exams, and you have allowed yourself to feel that pain, and I have been very proud of you. Ngoni, I'm going to miss your smile. You literally light up a room. COVID has hit your family hard, and despite not being able to be with them since January, you have continued to face this year with joy, determination, and hope. Losing your dad during your final exams was a very hard knock. That probably hasn't fully dawned on you. What a loss, and in such a painful, lonely way. You are brave, courageous, and I am incredibly proud of you. To the parents and guardians of all our students, thank you for entrusting your children into our care and for the huge sacrifices that you made for their education. We are so thankful for our partnership with you, and you are the true unsung heroes in this room. We honor you today, especially this year, where you have seen very little of your children.
Good afternoon, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the respected class of 2020. 2020 has been a year like none other, which took everything the human plant into a completely different mood. During the national lockdown, we learned to be more responsible and organized each day as we had to make it in time for lessons and submit our assignments online. We found ourselves relying more on each other as each one of us always had something to learn. We learn to share our ideas, struggles, happiness, and knowledge with each other. We unknowingly replaced our school sports programs with games which we play together. All these things led to strong heart connections and deep healing that will last forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's an honor standing before all the amazing people who have helped me to become the man I am today. My blaze has gotten a bit smaller. Or should I say, I have gotten a bit bigger. No, I've gotten much bigger. When we came in 2 years ago, we were kids who didn't really know much about life. We didn't know where we were, why we were here, and where we were going. We were just defined by our academic grades, and we only ever wanted to do 3 things: study, study, and study. Wisdom comes with age, but not only age. Also depends on the people you meet and the experiences you go through. From Mrs. Chikore, I've learned to always smile. I love your smile, Mrs. From Mr. A, I've learned that communication is key. So you're the best maths teacher and the best teacher there is. From Auntie Patricia, I learned to close the fridge slowly to avoid damage. It's such a vibe, Auntie. From Mr. K, I learned to be more punctual. You're the man, Mr. K. From Miss Mercy, I learned to talk to people politely. You're such a darling, Miss Mercy. From Milton, I have learned to be more consistent and efficient in everything I do. I couldn't have asked for a better roommate. From Tadiwa, I learned to seek happiness in people when I'm feeling low. Thanks, Bestie. From Shalom, I learned to be gentle and kind-hearted. I admire your character, Shalom. From the Saints boys, I learned to laugh like I'm about to die. He says forever. I'm sure we have all learned something from each other, and by now I'm sure the Saints boys now know that Hellenic Academy is better than St. George's College. Talk about mental growth. We're not just kids who are defined by academics anymore. We're young men and women who now know better who they are and what they want to achieve in life. In January 2019, it was study, study, study. On the 7th of December 2020, it's pray, learn, grow. Talk about growth. Thank you.
I began the journey to self-discovery, and the more I tried to find myself, the more I got confused. Luckily, I wasn't the only one who was searching for who I was, and soon enough, I got to realize that almost everyone was going through the same phase, and the Saints boys came to my rescue. Since then, my life has changed significantly, and I am certain everyone's did as well. How blind was I not to see the brothers and sisters who were there in front of me all that while? The fear of living with everyone changed into the joy of having people who support and pick you up when you're down. Brothers who celebrate your uniqueness, and sisters who understand your shortcomings. Overall, becoming part of Makomborero has been more than academic and cultural support. Instead, I gained a family.
We ran our girl mentorship program last year at 2 schools and increased to 3 schools this year. We had a phenomenal start to the year, but sadly, due to COVID, had to shut all the programs down. This program is having a deep impact on girls' lives, and Mercy, our girl mentorship program coordinator, put it so beautifully this year. As the months go by, spending time with the girls is like watching flowers blossom. I now understand that the educating process does not happen overnight, and witness how much trust, vulnerability, patience, and believing in each other goes into the work the Girl Mentorship Program does.
Okay, so as I stand before you and address our class of 2020, my heart is filled with pride and joy. Pride in that after experiencing a very difficult year, your determination and zeal to reach your goals has not shifted. You remained focused throughout the year, and even when you went back to school without teachers, you were not discouraged. You have suffered so much being away from school due to the COVID lockdown, and yet you persevered. I thank you, external students. We are so proud of you and wish you well. You are our heroes, and you have soldiered on in the midst of these challenges. Remain true to yourself and do not give up. The world will tell you that you're not better than the next person, but do not compare yourself to the next person. Life is about setting goals which are realistic and stick to them. You will reach your destination. Always be willing to learn new things and ask for advice. Never give up. If you fall, you lift yourself up and keep moving. Remember, we are always here for you, and whenever you need us. May God bless you and may His light shine upon you. Thank you.
So to our external and internal students, God has great, great plans for you, and I can't wait to see them unfold. Goodbyes are very hard. But as past Makomborero students know, our door is always, always open, and the journey does not end here. We love you and are proud of all of these 2 years have represented for you. Remember, He walks with you always, through the gale-force winds and the beautiful calm seasons. There amidst it all, I entrust you into His hands, and has become a tradition. I leave you with this quote. I hope you're not too bored of hearing it. Promise me you will always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. We were donated a wonderful property on Kerry Road in Avondale, which we have earmarked for our university residents. We won a Bike Trust grant to renovate the house, and work is underway. We're excited at what this holds for us. It has the potential to house 18 students. Our main office will also move to this property. The office team have worked in a very cramped environment at our house, and this will make for a much, much better working environment. I can't move on without acknowledging the big role that Sandvik play in the success of our university program. Sandvik have continued to stand with us and support our university students in an incredible way. Our partnership with Sandvik has been humbling and life-saving all at the same time. Their vision for Zimbabwe and their incredible leadership is inspiring, and I leave their site often feeling like I visited a foreign land. We bid farewell to a few of our students internationally this year as they bravely embarked on either starting their semester in Zimbabwe online or abroad. We had students leave for Rochester University and Agnes Scott in the United States. We had students at Edinburgh and Cambridge in the United Kingdom. We had students leaving for the International University in Morocco, Jacobs in Germany, and the Botswanan International University. We also welcomed 5 new students to local universities, taking our total local university student cohort to 24. We're incredibly proud of all our students and their accomplishments. The NDP Entrepreneurial Training Program is a great partnership with One Hope Initiatives. Our sessions were crammed together at the end of this year to try and get them in because COVID had impacted our ability to run the sessions. Sessions covered things like setting up small-scale businesses with very little capital, budgeting, and managing a business. Many of our students and families will be graduating from this training program today. This course is so empowering. It's not only giving practical skills, but it is filling hearts with hope again.
If there's anything you take from today, remember that to leave a legacy and to achieve greatness is not to have money or human recognition, but to leave those with whom you cross paths with a little more happiness and hope.
Jerusalem.